to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, up.
No! Clint likes the Tesla robots. Homies, what did I tell you? 38K by Thanksgiving. Did I not tell you?
Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Come on! So, shout out to the homies, man. Surprise stream today. I said I wasn't going to stream today, but every time I say I'm not going to stream, I always want to. That's how it works. Every time. Every time I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a day off. You know, I miss hopping on here and talking, man. I really, really do. Shout out to everyone who's in here. I wasn't planning on streaming today, but, you know, I said, you know, I'll hop on as Bitcoin. You know, what did I say yesterday? I made a bold call yesterday. What was my bold call? My bold call was Bitcoin would be right back at 38K by the end of Thanksgiving. And, you know, what do you know? Today, you know, we got a wick up to 37,900. We're $100 away of the wick. We'll see if we can get up to 38K. But we got pretty close. So, you know, quick turn of events as everyone was pooping their pants yesterday on this Binance stuff, which is actually bullish, not bearish, just to remind you. And altcoins. I mean, altcoins went nuts today again. Yeah, I mean, they're nowhere close to the local highs, but altcoins up 10, 15, 20%, some up 50%. Blur was up 50% today. Crazy day on the altcoin market. Huge bounces from support. Let's get this shit. And let's have a fun stream. Guys, I got a Bud Light seltzer, mango. Thanks to Ma, she let me have it because I didn't stop at the store before the stream because, you know, I don't plan ahead. It's not something that I do. Who we got? Crypto Solo, Clem Station, Dejonic. I wasn't planning on watching your stream today, but here we are. Dejonic, you got to plan to watching the stream every day, man. Savvy said 3K Bitcoin, XRP 4 cents. Yeah, Capo come back. If you didn't see, Capo came back and said, this is the beginning of the end. When did he post that tweet? This is the funniest thing, man. When did Capo come back and post the tweet? He posted, this is the beginning of the end, literally right on this candle. You can't make this shit up, man. I love it, man. I sometimes the timing of this shit is so good, man. And even if like we end up like kind of having a local top here or whatever, but you know, the timing of the Capo tweet, he tweeted right here, the beginning of the end. You can't make this shit up, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. You know, crypto capo, man. Literally right at the wick. So yeah, Bitcoin back up to 37,447. We'll see if we can get any movement up today. If we don't, that's okay, right? Kind of like we said, every single time Bitcoin comes to 38K, It's okay if we don't break it the first time, the second time, the third time. It's probably going to take a few times to get through here. But once again, we come down, and what do? Again, we make another higher low, right? So if you bought the dip on altcoins, you're up 20, 30% on most altcoins from the low. Congratulations. You had nuts, okay? You had nuts, unlike the bears who have lost their nuts after today, okay? So congratulations to the bears. But good stuff. Let's have some fun today. Leroy, 300 watching and 9 likes. What is this, guys? Let's get the like button up. Can we get 400 likes on today's stream? I think that we can. Let's do it before we jump onto the charts. I think we can do it, man. So let's get it, all right? I want to play this real quick before we start into the charts because let me tell you this. The Vitalik coins are looking primed. We'll talk about that in a second, man. Here we go. Hey! The Griff came in with the gift of membership. Shout out to the Griff, man. Thanks for... Griff, you're always a member. So I don't know why you're not a member before. But, oh, he gifted a membership. Who won? Savage Trades. Shout out to Savage Trades, man. You're in here all the time. Shout out to you, bro. Anyways, Bitcoin back up to 30K. Initial resistance, that's fine, right? Every time we come up here, it's the end of the world, right? We get a little rejection. At some point, this will break. That's why I put the stream. At some point, this will break. The more times we come up here, the less sellers that we're going to have, right? So you got sellers, you got sellers, you got sellers, you got sellers. How many coins do the sellers have to sell? If you notice the market structure, what's the market structure? We're coming up. We're getting rejected at 38K. We're coming down, making a higher low, right? Coming back up. Coming back down, making a higher low. Coming back up. Coming back down, making a higher low. Coming back up, right? As we kind of mostly go sideways, but you can see that the market structure is higher lows with, same resistance on the top side. So my thing is, I think the sellers are going to get squeezed in here eventually. It might take it a little bit, but the sellers will get squeezed in here. And the biggest thing is the daily. The daily just keeps kind of making these higher lows in here, and I keep reinstating this to how similar this looks to 2020. From the standpoint of just, dude, I mean, just how similar it looks when we broke out of the bear market consolidation, and we just keep making this upward structure, right? Very, very, very much like, and I say this at the beginning of the stream, and at this point it's been working so far, right? So when we broke out of the 12K level back in 2020, where we did this higher low, higher high, chop suey, right? If you were in the market back here, you remember how bearish everyone was on every red candle, just like today, right? And every red candle, all the bears come out of the caves, and it's the end of the world, right? But ultimately, we eventually broke through that level, right? We eventually came back and back tested, but we eventually broke through. So my thinking is we're kind of in a similar point where we're kind of just keep coming up to 30K, getting rejected, but we're making higher lows, and we'll eventually break through. It might take a little bit though, because it seems to be a lot of sellers up here at 38K taking profits, my man. Oh man, but I want to say, okay?
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
I want to say, I'm proud of you guys who had some balls who bought the dip yesterday, man, because we say this, guys. How many times this year, and I want you to remember this again, okay? How many times this year do we have a bad news day, okay? A bad news day. And then what happens? We have a bad news day, Bitcoin drops a little bit, and then all the bears come out of the cave. All right, 32K waiting room. Here we go. It's going lower. Yeah, it's totally going lower. The macro sucks. Binance fell. It's over. Oh my God, Binance is suing Coinbase. Oh my God, USDC depeg. Oh my God, contagion. Oh my God. The bears come out of the cave, right? And how many times have we seen, and it's the opposite for the bulls, that these quote unquote bad news events actually mark bottoms. We've seen it so many times this year, and we keep falling for the same thing. Okay, if we go back to all the times all the times that Bitcoin has had bad news this entire year, okay, I've circled them. Okay, FTX collapse. The FTX collapse after the initial dump was over, that was the low, right? We did not go lower. There was a time frame where we went sideways, but that was the low, right? Bad news marked the low. Right here was contagion, right? Everyone was calling contagion, and oh my God, there's such a contagion. And you had Coinbaro himself coming out and saying, yeah, so guys, I sold about 50% of my portfolio down here. I'm very, very worried about the Bitcoin contagion. And I sold about 50% of all my Bitcoin and all my altcoins down here at $15,000. There's going to be a massive contagion, and I'm worried about that. Right? And this guy. But that was the low, right? We came up again, right? Bitcoin, come down. We came down again. All right, what happened right here? USDC depeg, right? USDC depegs. Oh my God, it's the end of Bitcoin, right? USDC is depegging. Oh my God, Tether is going to be next. Oh my God, oh my God. 2 days later, this is us. And then what happened? We pushed up again. We got a pullback. What happened again? Right here. What was that? Coinbase and Binance get sued by the SEC. What happens the next day?
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
And we pump, right? And then actually we get good news. Here's the thing, we get good news. XRP case gets settled. That's the top. We pull back, right? Here was more of a boring period. It was just more of boredom. There really wasn't any bad news happening right here. But ultimately, then we pushed up, right? I guess the difference is this time we didn't get a massive pullback, but I think that's because I keep saying this, guys, and I could totally be wrong, and I'm okay being wrong. If I'm wrong, I will come on here the next day and I will own up to it. But my view is, who the fuck? Okay, and I'm gonna swear right now. Who the fuck is selling their Bitcoin 5 months before the halving and 2 months before the ETF will get approved? And I keep saying the same thing. Okay, who the fuck is selling their Bitcoin before the halving and 2 months before the ETF is going to get approved? And we can keep saying, no, okay, that's cool. But that's been the case so far, right? And in my opinion, big scare yesterday. What did the big scare yesterday do? Scared retail. Okay, now retail's really scared. Now retail's like, this is retail. Okay, retail right now is thinking this, and this is good for us. This is good for us that are already in the market, because why? That means retail is going to end up buying our bags higher. Because why? What happened when the FTX collapsed? Oh my God, I cannot buy crypto. Oh my God, I cannot buy any crypto. FTX just collapsed. There's going to be a massive contagion. Right? What do you think they're thinking now? They're seeing this Binance headline. They're seeing that Binance headline. They're seeing that Binance headline all over the news, right? Now, we understand that it's not really that big of a deal. But all they see is the headline, right? All they see is the leader of Binance getting a huge fine. Binance getting fined $4 billion. All they see is the headline. They don't know the details. We know the details. We know it's not really that big of a deal. But what are they thinking? What is retail thinking now? Okay, not us. We know the details, right? Because we read the article, we know the details. But, right, grandma down the street, She ain't asking this.
Jordan, how do I buy some Bitcoin?
No. She ain't asking how to buy Bitcoin now. She might have been doing it last week, but she ain't doing it now. What is she saying now? Oh my God, Binance! First FTX, and now Binance! Oh my God, I will never buy crypto. But we know they will. And when will they buy crypto? I know exactly where they will buy crypto. They will buy exactly crypto when we get up to those retracement levels. I know that because it's human psychology. All right? And listen, I'm okay with putting my balls on the line. I put my balls on the line yesterday and I said Bitcoin will hit 38K by Thanksgiving. When everyone and their mother, I know because I watch other people, I follow other people on X, all these mother effers calling for 28K yesterday. I know all the names. All these names. I could list the names, but I know I'm not going to. But I know all these mother effers calling for 28K yesterday. And maybe we go there, but we didn't yesterday. And quite frankly, I don't get that sentiment. I don't get that sentiment right now at all. So I'm going to continue to be bullish. I know we're at a resistance level now. I know we're at 38K, right? It's a resistance level. We might not break it today. That's okay. And I keep saying that every time we go up there. It's okay if we don't break it today. Chill. Do some como sa. Dips are gifts. Lord Almighty. How many times have we seen bad news beat bottoms? We know this. We've seen this so many times this year. And I'm passionate right now. Because we've seen it so many times. All right. Now that my rant is over.
Rant alert.
Now that my rant is over. Now that my rant is over. Now, let's look at some charts, okay? Now that my philosophy and what I'm thinking and the sentiment of the market and you know, how lows have bad news has marked lows consistently this year. Let's talk some charts. All right. What Bitcoin's at 38K. It's at a resistance level. Would I be longing 38K? No. Okay. If you're in a long from down here, congratulations, you're killing it. All right. But would I be longing right here? Probably not. All right. That's the first thing I have to say. Okay. I do think we eventually break this. It may not be today, but I wouldn't be long in that resistance, okay? That's the first thing, all right? So, though I'm bullish, I know that we're at a resistance level, okay? So, I get it, right? The second thing I want to say is, and kind of, you know, what I think is the more important and what actually people kind of care about is total 3, which yesterday was getting a little fugly, right? It looked a little fugly yesterday, and you know, there was definitely some interesting signs there in total 3 yesterday, but the close we had today and where we ended up is very, very good, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean here, but I think today, all right, is nice. And I want to talk about this for total 3, right? So we've talked about these highs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these highs right here in the sort of the bear market, right? What did we do yesterday? And this was something I was actually worried about, was if total 3 came back down and closed back below, that would be bearish. I would want to see this come back up instantly and this be a deviation. Like, so we dumped back below. I would want to see this instantly pump back up and get back above, right? So this was almost like a little fake out below support and then a reclaim of support, right? So if you guys know this pattern, you know exactly what this is. What's this called? This is the sort of the market maker pattern, right? Where you come up, you consolidate sideways, you get a big dump down, get retail super scared, and then you instantly retrace and come right back above that support level, right? It's like a mini Wyckoff almost, right? On the shorter term time frames. So that's really, really good sign. We're back above these key highs, and if we can continue to hold above those, especially on the holiday weekend, I'm still looking for that $454 targets on Total 3, which is your altcoins, right? So I think Total 3 looks good. And I think this is you know, I know my audience, right? We like altcoins. You know, not everyone likes altcoins, and I love Bitcoin, right? I do love Bitcoin. Bitcoin's my biggest holding. It will always be my biggest holding. Why? Because I'm not that much of a degen to keep everything in altcoins, but I like altcoins too. So I know, right? And I think this is really, really good close for altcoins. And when you look at this with momentum, right? So dumping below, getting back above with momentum, now crossing back up on the daily, that's a really, really good sign. So I think this has got juice. Obviously, Bitcoin's at a resistance level. So if Bitcoin gets rejected, comes back down again, altcoins will pull back too. Just remember that. But as we chop around in here, you know, that's where it really comes down to ETH, right? And Vitalik, let me tell you, if you think Vitalik's dick is hard right now, let me show you this chart, okay? Because Vitalik's dick is so hard. He has blue balls right now, okay? He has so many blue balls. Do you think his dick is this hard and he doesn't want to bust? Look at how hard his dick is, okay? You know, someone posted the funniest thing over on Discord today. It was like a little Pepe dick. That was so funny, man. Whoever posted that was so funny, dude. I can't show it on YouTube because I think they'll ban me, but he showed it like a little Pepe dick coming up. And it was like tilted to the left, which is kind of normal, man. I think everyone's dick kind of goes to the left or right a little bit. No one's is perfectly straight. Right? But, you know, Vitalik, he needs to bust. Okay? His balls, guys, are so blue. He's seeing Bitcoin pump. He needs to bust. And this is where we go to ETH. This is where we check the ETH chart, which has been a pain in the ass. I'm going to tell you, this chart has been a pain in the freaking butt. But we know that this is typically what happens, right? Bitcoin gets the move up first, then ETH. We know this typically happens. ETH, I know, it's at resistance, okay? But let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in. I think what's happening right now with ETH, and we'll see if this holds, but I think this is something interesting. It looks like, to me, right, at least on the shorter term time frames, we're going to need Bitcoin to hold, but it looks like at the shorter term time frames, we have broken trend, we have broken out, and if you zoom in a little bit, you can see that we've broken out and we've retested, right, that resistance that's been sort of keeping us down since November 9th, right? So like a 2-week pullback. We've broken out of that, retested, okay? This is where...
Jordan, is it true you streamed tonight? Just to tell people that you called it.
Yes, I did. I did. Of course I did. No, I want... Every time I don't stream, I get this want to stream, man. It doesn't matter what the day is, if it's green or red. Whenever I don't, I feel like I'm missing part of my life. And I feel like it's because I've been doing this for so long. I feel like I'm missing part of my life, and the stream's important to me, man. It doesn't matter what the market conditions are. I mean, you guys know, throughout the bear market, throughout every boring day, we were here 6 days a week, every day, grinding through it. It did not matter. There were days where, you know, let me be honest, there have been days I didn't want to come on. But you know what? My gut told me to keep going on, right? Even though there were days that I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Because the market was just so freaking boring. It doesn't really matter. I feel like I need to be on here every day, which maybe makes me slightly a psychopath. But it's because I love doing this, man. But no, in all seriousness, thank you, Mike. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. Mike, you're the man. Mike, I know, remained a very horny bulla during that pullback. So shout out to Mike Hoffs, man. shout out to Mike Hoffs. Oh man, dude, it wasn't even the bear market. Like, the bear market was the bear market, but to me, the most boring time was in the middle of this year, the summertime, from about April to September was so boring. And I think you guys know that that's when most people stopped watching, was between April and September this year. And I get why, man. It was so boring. But yeah. Anyways, go back to ETH, right? We have broken out, retested. So we'll see if we can finally, man, please get that push up on ETH that I think we're all waiting for, man. And that's going to bleed into the layer 2s. That's going to bleed into Uniswap, I think. Anything to do with ETH will perform well when ETH gets a move up, right? So I'm waiting for the Optimisms, the Arbitrums, which did move up really, really good today. I think Optimism was up about 12% today. Arbitrum was up like 9% today. When ETH really starts moving, that's when you're going to see those really start moving. So really waiting on ETH to move. But I think the signs are there. When you look at the bigger trend, this thing wants to move up, man. Like, I think it's begging and looking for any reason to move up. You know what I mean? The higher lows, even when it looked kind of grim and we broke down, we instantly reclaimed back in. This was like a little massive fake out down here. I think it's looking for any excuse to break out of this ascending triangle, man. And when it does, I do not think it's going to be a small move. I think this thing is going to be like how it was in 2020 when ETH finally broke out. It went berserk. And I think you're going to see a quick move up for ETH. It's going to catch up to Bitcoin. So to me, what ETH is waiting for right now is one more move up on Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin gets one more move up, that's going to break ETH out of this shit. So I'm waiting patiently. I have picked up some OP. I've picked up some Arbitrum. I picked up some ETH in anticipation that ETH will catch up to Bitcoin. And it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Especially that we got the ETH ETF that I actually think that ETH will pump harder than Bitcoin on the Bitcoin ETF news. Why? Because then people will be like, wait, Bitcoin pumped. But Bitcoin got approved. So that means ETH got to get approved too. Oh, you know? So, waiting on ETH, man. Waiting on ETH, bro. But anyways, for now, we wait on the Bitcoin. As the Bitcoin fights 38K, you know? It was uni days. It was. It was Uniswap's day today. It really was, man. Guys, we went to the city today. It was a good day. We were supposed to go to a museum. It was closed on Wednesdays. What kind of museum is only closed on Wednesdays? Out of all the days, it's open 6 days a week, closed on Wednesdays. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Crazy. Crazy. We went and got halal food for our turkey dinner tomorrow. We don't eat turkey. We eat halal food. From Adele's Famous. If you ever go to New York and you really want good food, Adele's Famous, best food that I've had down here. And I've eaten a lot of food down here. That is some good shit. That is some good shit, man. So if you're ever down here, you got to get it. Really, really good. But yeah, man, that's the plan. Fahid, check schlong if 5 inches to confirm. Who the hell has a 5-inch schlong? Mine's like 2. Who has a 5-inch schlong, man? I definitely don't know a 5-inch schlong. I got no 5-inch schlong, man. Anyways, guys, now we're into like the holiday, right? So what does Bitcoin do on the holiday? Who the frick knows what Bitcoin's going to do on the holiday? Now, right? Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Is no one going to be trading during Thanksgiving? Is Bitcoin going to do nothing during the Thanksgiving holiday? You know, it might. It might. So, be prepared for that. Like, it also wouldn't surprise me if like we all of a sudden just had like a turkey rally, right? And the turkeys started running, right? That also wouldn't surprise me. Where everyone's at Thanksgiving, right? And what do? They move the market up on Thanksgiving while people are not paying attention, right? That would just be, and then all of a sudden everyone comes back and Bitcoin's higher. That also wouldn't surprise me either. But I think more than likely, it wouldn't surprise me if we chop it over here over the holiday weekend. So, which is fine, right? At the end of the day, right, I think I kind of like the chop sometimes because then you get a lot of the bearish sentiment come in. People start shorting, and it kind of fuels things. So, I wouldn't mind that whatsoever. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens as we're kind of just fighting right at 38K. to see ultimately, right? I think the big thing for me, you should not drink and bake. I'm not drinking and baking. Oh man, this Bud Light Seltzer is good, man. The mango is really, really good. The mango is really, really good. Remember that one Thanksgiving, the one that marked the top of the bull run? Yeah, yeah, man, that was brutal, dude. That was brutal, man. Yeah, actually, that wasn't the Thanksgiving. Actually, maybe it was. Was it the week of Thanksgiving, Anderson? Actually, no, it was like it was a little bit after, but still, like that was when, like, you know, it was still, you were at 58K, right? So no one really accepted that it was over, really. So yeah, I guess you could say that was true. But yeah, man, look at these weekly candles though. Like, who knows how we're gonna close this weekly? But I think these weekly candles are very constructive, right? We are really fighting against this level right here. You guys can see these lows right here from March of 2022. You see these lows? All right, these lows right here. And you can see we're really, this level really should be down here. You can see, you know, this level right here is a fight, right? It's really, really, really big fight right here at these March lows. But if you notice, after that, there's not a lot, right? And I think sometimes, and I guess maybe, you know, calling for these type of levels maybe is sort of whatever, but I think sometimes we forget that what has Bitcoin typically done before the halving in its cycles, right? It's typically at least hit the 0.5 fib before the halving, if not gone to the 618 fib. 2019, we hit the 618 fib. 2016, right? It was like right before the halving, we hit the 618 Fibonacci level, right? So these are still up here. And it's also another reason when you really look at the weekly, you can see that we had big, like the bears are trying to push this down, but the bulls are just insta sending it back up on these weekly candles. And they're really fighting. So, and it reminds me a lot of this time period where, you know, the bears are trying to push it down, but they just can't. So let's see, we still got the fib retracement levels up here, 42K, 48K. Once again, we're not going to go up there right away, right? But it's going to be a fight and a grind to get up there. But ultimately, we've seen Bitcoin do that before the halving before. So it's not something like completely out of this world where it's like, oh my God, we can't go up. We can't go up to those levels. No, we can. We can. You best believe we can. Especially on any type of ETF approval. Those are typically not. Those are not out of the ordinary there. Once again, is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be a lot of emotional roller coasters? Yes. Have we already been through emotional roller coasters? Yes. Yeah, this week has been an emotional roller coaster. Dude, I mean, we've been bullish and bearish 8 times. You know what I mean? Like, this week has been an emotional roller coaster. I feel like I look around the market and Bitcoin's popping up and down like a freaking chimpanzee. And one day you got the market going, it's so over. It's over. The bull run's over. I'm going to buy the retest of 30K. I'm buying the retest of 30K. And then I look on the other side. The next day, Bitcoin bumps back up to the high. And then all of a sudden, right, we got, strap up, guys. We're going to the moon. I bought back in. Right? This week has been an emotional roller coaster. And it's been the last 2 weeks have been an emotional roller coaster of being bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. But here we are at the highs, right? So that's why I say do some como sa, right? Until we put it in a lower low, it's just kind of a grind up, right? So the emotional roller coaster continues, and I guess here we are at the highs, and kind of to continue what I've been talking about, like, would it surprise me tomorrow if we're red and everyone's like, oh my God, it's over again? No, that's the market. But really nothing's happened and really what's happened has been, you know, constantly hitting 38K, finding sellers, but the question comes to how many people want to sell their coins at 38K. My philosophy is that there are going to be people taking profits at 38K, but to me, anyone with a right mind and anyone that is just logically thinking about the market and not mid-curving this shit is just saying the halving's in 5 months, the ETF's approval deadline is in 2 months. Why the fuck am I going to sell my Bitcoin? I want to be long during those things, right? So that's my thought process. We could do all the TA in the world and all this shit, but to me, I'm gonna keep saying I ain't selling my spot Bitcoin. You can come and try to take my spot Bitcoin from me, but I ain't gonna willingly press that sell button, because if you do, right, and you sell in 38 to buy back at 30, something tells me you're gonna end up buying higher. That's my take. So, yeah, that's it. Right, I've rambled enough today. Let me take a sip of the Bud Light seltzer, man. Oh, the Bud Light seltzer. So good. What am I missing out on? I'm already kind of drunk after half of this. No, I'm not. I'm having a good time today, guys. Anyways, ETH is the one I'm watching right now, but I did buy some Atom. Actually, yesterday I bought some Atom. So, Atom, and the reason why I bought Atom, and it's just a really easy invalidation of the chart where I can flip bearish pretty easily. Atom, this chart's really, really good. So Atom is one that I picked up on this dip. I picked up Bitcoin, ETH, Link, Atom. This, basically, it's back above this low, December low. It's back above the June low. You got the manipulation dump below, right? Manipulation dump below, break back above. What did we get? Perfect retest of what? The bull market support band yesterday, which was also at the same exact level as that June low, right? Perfect confluence. So now I did buy some Atom here, and I have a level where I can say if it breaks below, I'm bearish, right? So if Atom comes below the bull market support band, I can just cut it for a small loss, and I'm cool with that, right? So I really like the Atom setup, and I think this one is set up to catch up to the rest of the L1s, which have already moved, and I'm ready for it, man. I think this one has potential to do about a 2x in a pretty short amount of time. Not financial advice, do your more research. I just really like the chart on this one. So, yeah, that's Atom. I am a Cosmoser, and I'm ready for this one to move up, man. But it really, really was a nice chart, man. You got the daily bottomed out. Not that I don't really care about that, but it's more about the retest of the bull market support band after getting back above. I like this chart. I like crypto. I like crypto. I'm buying degen shit only lately. Big cap has been loaded. Nice, man. Nice, man. I just buy whatever I think has a good chart and I think is at a good level. That's it, right? I don't care if it's low cap, high cap. If I like it, I'm buying it. You know, it is what it is. Smash the like degens. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for shilling the like button for me, man. Anyways, do you guys like the new intro song? I think it's really, really good. I think it's fantastic, man. The new degen song, or not the new degen song, the new, this one, just gives you good vibes, doesn't it, man? Gives you really, really good vibes. Such a good song. Such a good song, man. Such a good song. Thanks for everyone who's in here, man. Shout out to you. Thanks for being in here. As Bitcoin is really at that critical point over the course of the next few weeks. It might not be today, but really trying to see if it'll push up into that next point where we kind of leave the bears behind and another sort of push to the upside. And I guess what kind of goes along with this, we talked about Total 3, we talked about ETH, we talked about basically the sentiment of the market and sort of what I think retail is thinking right now. But also, where sort of Bitcoin is in its cycle. And sometimes I think we overthink this a little bit. Yo, look at Tony! Yo, shout out to you, man.
Warning, shots fired.
Luca Tony comes in. He said, "What do you think of Sushi Swap?" I'll take a look. Actually, you know what's funny? Sushi Swap has the same chart as Atom, and I was trying to decide which one I wanted to pick up. It's the same setup. I really like Sushi Swap. I'm glad you brought that up because I was looking at Sushi Swap this morning actually. But yeah, BTC. So let's not make this. Let's not overthink this. Okay. And I mean this in the most simplistic way possible, all right? I ain't going to try to mid-curve this. I'm just looking at Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is. And I'm going to bring this up every single day. You guys might get annoyed with this, but I'm going to bring this up every single day, right? The most simplistic way to look at this. Lining up all the cycles at the day they bottomed, at the price they bottomed, and looking at where we are. The price action's been very different, right? In all the cycles, you can see, right? Sometimes we pump sooner, sometimes we pump later, sometimes we dump, sometimes we pump. You can see that the price action up until this point is so different. But what is not different? Where Bitcoin is on this day. Crazy, right? We're almost 390 days from the low, but we're exactly where we were in the last two cycles. I find that absolutely fascinating, despite the price action in every single cycle being way different. Crazy, literally crazy. I did not change the scale on these. These are the exact scales. I find it fascinating.
What do you think of Sushi Swap?
So my point with this is, if we just do a simple, right? Just a simple trend of where we are now to when both times we started to go really parabolic, you can see from this point, right? I know we had the COVID crash, but even with the COVID crash, you instantly recovered higher in 2 months. It was a buy opportunity and then you were higher, right? Almost instantly. So we can talk about the COVID crash all we want, right? Everyone's FUD this time was, oh my God, Binance is going to fail. Well, there you go. Throw that in the trash now. Bitcoin just tends to trend higher from this point, right? So why am I going to think that we're going significantly lower when from this point in the cycle, both times, we just trended higher, right? So it's a very simplistic way. I'm not going to overthink it. I ain't going to come up with these conspiracy theories that, we're going back down at 14K for some reason, randomly. TA just randomly says we're going to 14K somehow. Show me it. Maybe I'll believe you, but why are we going to overthink it, man? Any dips or buying? Well, I think dips for Bitcoin are gifts. Dips for altcoins, are gifts with more risk. Obviously, with dips with more risk, man, because this time is different. Maybe it is, but who knows? Let's see. Please go to 14K. You would like 14K, wouldn't you? You would like 14K. I'm sure you would, my man. I am sure you would like 14K. All right. Anyways, that's kind of my thought process for today, right? Once again, all the TA gurus yesterday were calling for 28K again. All of them. Every single one of them. You know what I mean? And maybe it still happens, right? Maybe we go to 28K now, but they were drawing lines just going straight down, right? So, fine. That's cool. But, once again, my point continues to be of who the hell wants to sell their fucking Bitcoin right now. And, you know, that's just me. I know I wouldn't be long when the ETF gets approved. It's as simple as that. I don't care if Bitcoin's at 38K, 8K at the time. I don't care if it's at 32K at the time. I don't care if it's at 38K at the time. 42, 48, I don't care where it is. I want to be long when that gets approved. That's all I know. I don't care where it is. Psycho Pearl, look at Axelar for me, Papa. You just call me Papa? You just called me Papa, didn't you? You call me Papa. I gotta look at it now for you, man. Axelar. What's Axelar? Axelar. Damn, man. I mean, most altcoins went up big yesterday. I sent you my regards if you panic sold your altcoins yesterday on the Binance news. You're buying 20%, 30% higher already. So I send you my regards if you panic sold your altcoins yesterday. I really, really do. But bam, bro. Homie, I hope you buy the low. But hey, I give you that, man.
Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump
Look
it
at
up.
Hustler,
Don't you know, pump it up.
AXL, for me, Papa.
You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to
Damn.
don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up.
You bought it at the low. Congratulations, my man. But I love it, man. I love it. I love when the homies make gains, man. That's the thing. Like, I love when someone else's coin goes up. You know, here's the thing. I'm confident with my stuff going up. I like when other things go up too, right? That's why, like, as much fun as I maybe pick on like XRP and Cardano, I hope they moon. I want everything to moon. Because if everything moons, then I know all my homies in the chat made money, unless you're just a perma bear for some reason. But that's fine. Like, someone's got to be the bear, right? Someone's got to be shorting the market for it to go up. So someone's always got to be the bear. But I love when other stuff goes up, man. So Axelar, yeah, doing pretty really well here, man. So nice. You got yourself a nice little bag now of this, where you feel kind of confident holding that shit now, right? It's much easier to hold stuff when you're 2, 3, 4x up on the coin. It's much easier to hold it. You're not as emotional when you're already up big on it. Let's see, Jordan. It's getting close to your bedtime. It ain't close to my bedtime. Come on, man. I got a Bud Light Seltzer right now. When I got the Bud Light Seltzer, no. We ain't going to bed. We ain't going to bed. We ain't going to bed today. The crypto turkey has been stuffed. It has, man. Yeah, I'm not actually having turkey tomorrow. What is this? Is this where the real men come to chill when price action goes up and all the trader tubers went to bed? All the trader tubers went to bed, yeah. But all the trader tubers were calling for 28K yesterday. And this morning, actually. I heard so. What do you see Link in the next bull run? Link? I have no clue. I'm not making price predictions, man. The thing is, listen, I know people, I'll get more views and stuff if I give you some ridiculous price prediction or I try to guess. I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. And some people like me for being bluntly honest. Some people don't like me because they want to hear what they want to hear. I have no clue, and no one has any clue where any coin is going, okay? Focus your top calls on what the sentiment is like, right? We have our top signals, and I'll tell you right now, most things will top around the same time. When will things top? When have things topped in the previous cycles, right? For any coin, I don't care if it's Bitcoin. We have this list on the Bitcoin chart, but this is for any coin. The top is in, right, or close to being in, I ain't gonna wait for these things to happen. I'm gonna front run these things. But pi cycle top, when I see this shit getting close to crossing, I'm at least 80% out of crypto at that point. Pi cycle top, get out of your link. Okay, sell your chain link. Coinbase, #1 trending app.
Where do you see Link in the next
You
bull
see
run?
Coinbase #1 trending app, you are out. Okay? Because within 2 weeks, that's been the top of Bitcoin. Both bull markets. Meme coins outperforming. When you see everyone and their mother talking about Doge or Shiba or whatever the next one is, get the frick out of the market. Because at that point, you should already be up a ridiculous amount. If you're not up a ridiculous amount by that point, you played this bull market way wrong. And at this point, you're already too late. Just cut it out. Dumb friends asking about that meme coin. That's like the ultimate one. Meme coins outperforming are one thing, but they can go up for a little bit. If your dumb friends ask about that meme coin, oh man, you better be getting out. If you ain't getting out by that point, you are done. You are done. Altcoin Google search all-time high. If we break the 2021 high on Google searches, done. Get out. Yes. Yeah, leave it right here. Thank you, Moshe. Get out. I'm telling you right now, if you see even one of these things happening, I don't care which one it is, one of these things happening, you get the frick out of the market. Once again, do you have to sell all of it? No, we could be wrong. Maybe it continues higher. But I say you at least be 80-90% out of the market if you even see one of these things happening. You know, for any coin, this goes for any coin, right? So we can make price targets for Chainlink or Polkadot. The price targets are meaningless. They're always going to be wrong. No one knows what price the link will top at. It could top at $100, $200. The top could be now. You know what I mean? We have no clue. But this is what I'm using for the whole crypto market, is these 5 things right here. And then it's over. It's over. Can you add to the list when Bronson gets bullish? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, that's me being bluntly honest. Once again, you're going to find YouTubers and things that are going to try to guess a top, and you're going to like the video because it's going to tell you a really high price that a coin could go, right? And you're going to really like it because they're telling you what you want to hear. Now, I could look at Chainlink, right, and give you a guess, right? But know it's a guess, and don't wait for that level because it's most likely going to be the top before this level. Or you should be significantly up before it hits this level. If you're not up before this level, you already missed out. So there's no point in even getting in. So let's just pull up a Fibonacci. Let's do a fun little Fibonacci, okay? Let's do. Hold on. Wait. Bitboy. What's going on, suckers? Jordan's talking shit about price prediction videos. I'm starting a series with price prediction videos, okay? My price predictions will be accurate, okay? So watch my price predictions. They will be so accurate within 1 cent of every coin, okay? I'm telling you, so accurate. Watch my price prediction videos. I'm going to be making them with Cassie, all right? And it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to put her tits on the thumbnail to get views because that's what people do. They put their girlfriend on their thumbnail to get views. It's kind of weird and seems kind of like weird. But I'm going to do it anyways because I can. But no. I mean, listen. Let's just do it for fun. How could we guess a potential top for the link when we have no idea what it's going to be? I'm making that disclaimer right now. Okay, most people won't tell you this. They're going to act like a guru. Last bull market, Link broke all the fibs, right? So, actually, sorry. I guess the best way we can do it is take this. Let's take here to. I mean, Link is not a good example. And the reason why Link's not a good example is because Link was very weird last bear, where it was like the only altcoin that was going off in the bear market. Like it was going up in the bear market. It's basically cost this time. It's very, very weird. So I guess the thing that we can say is how could we guess a top for Chainlink? So let's just do a fib from the highs to the lows. All right. So I guess the first thing we can say is if you're a bear and you don't think that anything's going to hit new highs, right? You don't think Bitcoin's going to hit new all-time highs. You don't think altcoins are going to hit new all-time highs. You just think that we're going to, this was the top, we came down, this was a simple retrace, and then we're going lower if you're a bear. Well, those obvious levels are like, obviously the retracement levels, right? 0.5, 0.618, 702. Common levels to go up to before we're continuing down. That's $30, $35, $40, right? So that's like the retracement guess. If you're a really big bull and you think Bitcoin's making new all-time highs, it's going to go to 80K, 100K, whatever, then we would think that the altcoins would go to their, right, fib extensions, which they typically do, right? So if you think Bitcoin's going to make new all-time highs, right, 1618 for fib is $84. 2618 is $134. 4236 is 213. That seems a little ridiculous. I don't think that's going to happen, right? But I think the 1618 is very reasonable, right? I don't know. I think it's reasonable. It's not too moon boyish. If you think Bitcoin's going to new all-time highs, I don't think that's too moon boyish. I mean, we're talking about a 7x from where it is now. Not too moon boyish. Who knows? My point with this is who knows. But just make sure, right? You're the one buying here when you think it's the right time, right? Everyone has a different strategy, and then make sure you're the one that as it comes up into these levels, you're not the one buying here. Make sure you're the one selling here. That's the most important thing, right? Because there's going to be buyers who step in here. Make sure you're the one selling to those buyers in here. And you do that, right? I mean, that's all we can really do, right? Anderson said he's doing actual TA. Am I though? Like, you know, like, that's the thing, right? It's, I know how to do all the stuff that everyone else does, right? But I just think a lot of it is so meaningless and you know what I mean? And, just to keep it kind of simple, right? I think everyone kind of outsmart themselves a lot of times. Love the late night streams. Thank you. We are here fighting. Okay. Value deal. Hi. What's going on? You just said hi in the chat. What's going on? Hi. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's just kind of sitting at 37.3. You know. Smack up that like button. Dominic, let's go, man. Let's go, man. Shout out to Dominic, bro. Shout out to Dominic. Where the F is Jabba? Bro, you don't ask for Jabba. Jabba shows up. Okay? He shows up. Sushi. Oh, sushi swap. Sushi. Same setup as Adam, man. Why do I like sushi? Dude, this chart's fantastic, dude. This chart, and you know what's interesting about sushi swap? They have obviously ties with Binance, and obviously we know Binance settled. I think that's what's kind of keeping sushi swap down. This chart looks really good, man. This is textbook. Right, and even if you're a bear, like this is the textbook market maker Wyckoff setup. Is it not? Right? I mean, so even if you're a bear in the chat, like, is this not the textbook Wyckoff, right, manipulation setup? It is, and I went with Adam instead, but I also think sushi is ready to make a run here. One, because the chart, and also because what kind of is behind the chart, which now we got that kind of this Binance thing put behind us now. I think this one's set up really, really good. I mean, this is the textbook market maker chart here, man. Right? I mean, you went sideways for a year. You dumped below. This is called the quote unquote manipulation phase, where they dump it below support. Right? This is where sentiment is shit, and then you get the spring phase. You get back into the range. You retest, which we did, and now we're looking for the range high. And then obviously eventually the breakout, right? And then a continuation up. But this chart looks really, really good, man. Fantastic. Looks like the jack off setup. It does. It does, man. Fantastic stuff. I mean, this, you cannot have a better looking chart than this. This is just textbook. So I think there's obvious plays that I think are going to play catch up. As soon as Bitcoin decides it wants to break out, like I said, it might not be today, it might not be this week, but as soon as it sort of decides, I've had enough of this range, I think you're going to see this one start to move up, along with some other ones that are in the same exact thing. There's 100 plus coins with the same kind of chart, though. There is, and that's my point. You don't need to chase the ones that are already pumped. You don't need to chase the ones that already went nuts. There are hundreds, if not thousands. There's probably thousands, because there's like 40,000 altcoins. There's thousands of charts that look exactly like this. You don't need to chase the ones that are already up 10x, 5x, whatever from the lows. There's ones that are like this. There's plenty of them, man. And I'm not going to look at all of them. I gave you 2. You can find the rest. But I think this is really good, man. DCA into all 100 of them? Hell yeah, man. Looks like the plan B setup. I keep thinking it's Friday night and it's Wednesday. Yeah, Mike, it does kind of seem like a Friday night tonight. It does. It feels really, really weird, man. But it's because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I know everyone doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. I know some of you guys are looking at me like, Jordan Christ, we don't give a shit about Thanksgiving. I'm from friggin' Canada. I'm from the UK. Like, do you think I give a shit about Thanksgiving? I have to work tomorrow, and you fat ass Americans are taking a day off so you can stuff your face with turkey. Think about that for a second. You're taking a day off so you can stuff yourself with turkey. Because Native Americans helped you find turkey. And then you took their land. So true, man. So true. So messed up. Let's not talk about that, though, because, the diehard Americans will get so offended. Even though I am American, so I can say that. But they will get so offended if you start saying that. America's great. Besides everything being overpriced and, whatever. No way you lot are off tomorrow. Yeah, man. I mean, not all Americans, but, a lot of off tomorrow. Bob is so damn right. They helped us get the turkeys, and then we took their land. It's so messed up, man. Like, I even feel bad for him, man, That's why, like, Thanksgiving, I'm not a big Thanksgiving guy, to be quite honest, man. All right. If the land wasn't developed, there'd be no chicken burgers at the drive-thru. So true, man. Dan said, you watch Blockchain Backer? I do sometimes. And I agree with a lot what he's saying. My only disagreement with him is that he thinks there's a possibility that Bitcoin is just going into a retrace. I will disagree with him here. But I will agree with him that, obviously, you guys know I'm bullish right now, but I do agree with him the fact that after whatever this run goes to, I think we're going to be going into the biggest bear market that we've seen since '08. Just because this is doom and gloom talk, but I really do think that after this bull run, you're going to be wanting getting out of assets. I think this country is so due for a reset. But I know, and I've looked at the market in '01. I've looked at the market in '08. What happened before those two things happened was max greed, max euphoria. Everyone thinking the market's going to go up forever, right? No one sure. Like, basically, like, you need everyone to think that the markets are going to go up forever. Obviously, we're not in that phase right now. You still got half the people bearish, half the people bullish, half the people thinking the market's going to crash any day. You don't have that right now. So, in my opinion, there is one more mass euphoria, might be even the biggest euphoria phase that we've seen for the stock market and crypto. And then after that, I do think that this country, especially the US, is due for a massive correction because we printed way too much money. I think we're going to print money again because something's going to happen next year, and we're going to print money again, and it's just going to be a shit show. So that's my guess, but I do think we have one more big euphoria moment because that's happened every single time before we had a big crash. But this is bear talk, and you guys always think I'm a moon boy, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a time where I will be the biggest bear of the bear. But it ain't yet. I think we got one more massive impulse first. Like '08. Remember '08? You guys ever watch the movie The Big Short? Remember everyone laughing at Michael Burry? And obviously Michael Burry got liquidated. He cut his short down 75% this year. But that's besides the point. My point is with the movie is no one believed him, right? Everyone was bullish. Everyone was buying houses in the real estate because they were giving out houses for ridiculous low rates, and everyone thought the market was going up forever. And then as soon as everyone thought that, boom, biggest crash. '01, what happened? Tech stocks, which I think is very similar to crypto right now. The early tech stocks, when the internet was just getting big, technology was just getting really, really big. You had tech stocks going up 50x, like going up freaking berserk, which, is crypto. And I think this is also kind of a hot take too. Is crypto setting up to be that thing that makes the market way too euphoric? Kind of like tech stocks back in 2001. I think so. Where it's just the sign of max euphoria and people thinking markets are never going to go down. Could be. But I do think that we got one more run. And then I think something... You guys know the take. I mean, you got to be blind to not see that this country needs a correction. It got the most debt in the history of the world. Like, something's going to happen at some point, man. Jordan is like, I don't make predictions, then predicts massive bear market ain't coming. But guys, I'm not saying that right now. So you might just be tuning in thinking I'm talking about right now. I ain't talking about right now. I just think that the bears right now are way too early. They're predicting this massive crash right now when I think you have to turn them bullish first and then you get the massive crash. But not until all the bears turn bullish. Not until all the bears turn bullish. As soon as all the bears turn bullish, wonk, it's over. Let's see. Now you guys are like, what? Massive bear market? Not, in my opinion, I think Bitcoin puts in new all-time highs. Who knows how high it's going to go? I'm not making that prediction, guys. Like, I think trying to predict where the Bitcoin top, my prediction right now is 80K. 80K is my prediction right now. If you had to give me one guess I'm picking 80K. Okay, I have my reasons for 80K, but 80K is my guess. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. And you could think the top is in right now. Don't be afraid to say it. Where do you think this Bitcoin top, like before it makes a new low, right? So where do you think that Bitcoin will top out before, right? Either we make a new low or we go into a 1 year bear market. Where do you think Bitcoin will top out? If I had to guess right now, it's like I said, 80K. 80K. Dan thinks 307. Jesus Christ, we're watching too much George. I hope so, man. Dude, if Bitcoin goes to above 300K, bro, guys, I'm taking 2 years off. It's gonna pass it and keep going up slowly and change forever. My guess is 80K, and I'm being very conservative. I hope it goes up higher than that. Trust me, man. Like, you could say 100K is actually 120, 54, 69.9. And this is me telling you guys that I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to top out. I guess where my prediction comes, I say I wouldn't make predictions. Here I am making predictions. I guess, why am I saying 80K? 80K, my reasoning for 80K, which once again, I'm going to tell you guys this again. I am not selling based off of price. So my prediction might be 80K, but I'm not selling it. Like, I'm not just going to blindly sell at 80K just because. I'm looking for these things to happen, right? These things. If these things don't happen until 150K, then so be it. I care about these 5 things happening. So, one of these 5 things. But, right, 1618 fib, 102,000. The 4236 is at 250,000. So if we do go above 80K, somewhere in this range makes sense too. But I say, who knows? Who knows, man? And that's the fun about crypto, is you don't know where it's going to top. You know? But my reasoning for 80K is simply that every bull market goes up less, right? So not to like, this is not me wanting this to happen. This is just based off the facts in the chart, not my feelings, okay? If it was based off my feelings, guys, I'd want Bitcoin to go to $1 million. You know what I mean? Trust me, I would. But if I'm just going based off of the facts in the chart, which could change at some point, obviously, every bull market Bitcoin goes up less, right? So I'm not going to do the math, right? But there's been sort of this number. I forget what it is at this point. I have to go back and look. But basically from the bottom to the top, we go up less every bull market. And then, so last time we went up, I forget what we went up. We went up, you know, how much did we go up? We went up from the lows to the highs. We went up about 1,700%, right? So, I mean, let's just do an example. Say if Bitcoin went up 1,700% from the lows that we had before. 1,700%. I mean, I don't think this is going to happen, by the way, guys. Would be about 300,000, right? That's if we did the same thing we did last time. I don't think we do the same thing we did last time, right? Even if we went to 80K, which I know is not the biggest move in the world. It's about a 417% move. I would have to go back and show you the math of why I think this is going to be. But it's basically because I did this way, way, way long ago. But if we take the low to the high of this move, it was basically 119,000%, right? And then if we did this one, it was 2,000%, right? So that's again. I'll do the math on it. I'm gonna do the math off video, and then I'll show you guys why. All right, why I think that. You know. What would Shrap go to if Bitcoin hit 1 million? Dude, altcoins, dude, if Bitcoin went to $1 million, dude, like, dude, if and guys, we're just having fun right now, but I don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million right now. But if it did, dude, altcoins, I don't even want to know what altcoins would do. You know what I mean? Like, that's about a 30x for Bitcoin. You know? So, I mean, we could do all the hypotheticals and stuff. You know, I think Bitcoin's going into some super cycle, which maybe it does. I guess the one argument you could say, wait, maybe why Bitcoin will go on a super cycle, and will go to like some crazy level, is when gold had its ETF launch, right? Gold went on to go freaking berserk, right? I think if we go look at gold, right? I think we go look at gold. When gold had its ETF sort of get launched, I forget exactly where it was. I think it was somewhere like right here. I think it was like right in this area. I could be wrong. When was it right here, guys? I don't know, but I know it went on to have some ridiculous like run. And gold's obviously a bigger market cap than Bitcoin, way bigger. So, I mean, it's not that terribly unreasonable. Gold went on to like a 5x. So say if the ETF gets approved and Bitcoin's at 37,000 and it did what gold did, they would put Bitcoin somewhere around like 200,000. So who knows, man? I mean, this is obviously why this is fun. No one knows, right? You're either going to be too conservative or way too bullish. You know, who knows, man? They're calling for $2 Doge. Who's calling for $2 Doge? I gotta love it, man. You know when the market's bullish, when you start seeing those stupid videos popping up, which some of those videos are just so stupid, man. I see calling like some of these ridiculous price prediction videos, man, and that's fine to do, right? But be somewhat realistic. When I start seeing like the XRP to 585 videos, when I start seeing like I know Cospa's been bullish, but man, like I'm seeing people calling for this to go. I had a video pop up my home screen a couple days ago, and I know Cospa's been bullish, guys. Like I think it's gonna continue up, right? But I saw some like ridiculous video. I forget what it was calling for, man. It was calling for cost to go to like $100 or some shit, and I'm like, bro, like, do these people really think this? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to be mean, but like we got to be somewhat realistic, man. You know? Like I sometimes I gotta draw the line. You know, I love being bullish, man, but we're calling for something that already is up 50x this year to do another 1,000x. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Maybe he's right. Imagine, but sometimes I don't even know what to say sometimes. You know. Let's see. I think maybe 40 to 41K will be it, like we're doing in the cycle in reverse now. 40 to 41K. Well, I guess you're under the assumption that we're still in a bear market and this is just a bear market rally. That's what you're the assumption. I think the problem with that assumption, and I get that, right? So you think this is one big bear. So this was 2022 was the start of the bear. This was just a retracement, and now we're going way lower, right? So I get that view. And I don't think that's impossible. But I think the problem with that view I have is when I go over to the stock market. If the stock market was doing the same thing, where if we just do a fib on this, my problem with that view is, say if Bitcoin was right where it was and the stock market was like still right here, still going up to their retracement levels just like Bitcoin, I would agree with you. And I would say, there's a chance for that. My issue with that view is we have the stock market, you know, obviously this is the S&P, but NASDAQ as well, approaching all-time highs. And that's my problem with that view, right? Because historically speaking, at least so far for Bitcoin, every time the S&P has had a big retracement but then gotten back above its all-time high, Bitcoin does too. So that's my problem with that theory. I could totally be wrong. But if the S&P does get back up into here and break, right, I got to think that Bitcoin, because Bitcoin historically follows it, eventually, right, back up to its all-time high. Eventually. It lags a little bit behind the stock markets. But everything in the cycle is playing out the exact same so far, right? Once again, we talked about where Bitcoin is in its current cycle. It's in the exact same spot. We talked about how Bitcoin typically breaks all-time highs only after the S&P does. S&P is approaching all-time highs. So, I mean, everything is playing out exactly how it should be. It's just it's just having the patience and not you know, looking at where we are in the cycle and realizing, you know, not to get too emotional in every like 5% day, right? It's meaningless. It's meaningless in the long run, you know. Every grandma eventually becomes a grandpa. What? What are you talking about, man?
Warning, shots fired.
The problem is the Ukraine war, no bull run until it ends. Bro, dude, the stock market has been in a bull run this year. Like, I don't get the argument. That argument makes no sense, man. We are in a bull run right now. Like, I don't understand the logic of sometimes. We won't go into a bull run until this happens. But then you go look at the S&P and the NASDAQ. What have they been in this whole year? They've been in a bull run. If 2022 was a bear market, this year has been a bull run. We've done the same thing. 2022, we went from the exact same level we are now down to the low. What have we done this year? The low, exactly where we're at the top. We are in a bull run. Like, I don't get the logic. I don't get the logic, man. Lord Almighty. Lord Almighty. But anyways, I'm ranting at this point. I'm ranting, and I'm over ranting. Anyways, guys, let's hang out in the chat. Let's hang out in the chat. I said everything I have to say. Now we have to let it play out. Continue to let it play out, man. The war started the run. I think it actually, you know, it's funny, like when it, not funny, but like right after, like shortly after it started, that's when actually stocks actually try to kind of do. That's actually when Bitcoin slowly started to trend up. Same thing with stocks. I fancy a cup in handy. Yeah, man. You do, man. You do, man.
Rant alert.
Anyways, fellas, Vikings, do we understand, okay, the emotional roller coaster that has been the last 2 weeks, okay? The emotional roller coaster. Up, euphoric, down, it's over. Up, euphoric, down, it's over. Up, euphoric, down, it's over. Up. But the most, I want you to remember this.
This bear market rally is about to be over, Jordan.
Psycho Pearl, you stop trolling the chat. I know you're bullish. Stop trolling the chat, my man. But remember this, Vikings. And I'm gonna have a little fun, but I actually mean this truthfully. Okay. The most bullish thing that could have possibly happened yesterday. One of the headwinds of the market. What the bears were calling for, a black swan event. What the bulls were slightly afraid of was the Binance collapse. Was the market being against Binance. Do we not understand that we do not have to worry about that anymore? And the markets will price in us not having to worry about that anymore. It's simple logic. Lord Almighty. The bears. Binance collapse. Binance collapse. The only thing collapsing is their castle walls after we take back the land that is rightfully ours. We have taken back the whole dump from yesterday. Now, we must take back the new land that they took back from us in 2022. We must push further to their castle walls at the Golden Pocket. And we will smash those too eventually, after some time. But unite with me. We have fought in this far. We will keep crashing into the 38K wall. They are running out of archers to keep us back. They are running out of swordsmen to fight us off. But bulls, we do not run out of firepower. They run out of coins to sell. We do not run out of coins to buy. The supply will be cut in half in 5 months. Lower supply. Even if it's same demand, we will go up. Lord Almighty. Put your hands together. And we're going to feel good. And no, Wayne, we will not run out of snacks. Vikings do not run out of snacks. What about Ben Gowan? He'll buy my back tire. Lord Almighty, baby. I'm feeling good today, baby. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. And quite honestly, I think what am I trying to say? I think that the market agrees with me. And we'll see. But it's good, man. Anyways, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving, man? We're getting hype in the chat. I think, what are you guys up for Thanksgiving, my man? Are you guys going to see family? You guys doing nothing? Are you guys not from America and you're saying, frick Thanksgiving, man? We don't celebrate by eating. We don't take a day off to eat turkey. What do we look like? Pipsqueaks? What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Someone said Gamer Soloway only eats turkeys. He kind of does only eat turkeys, man. Such a Viking song. That's exactly what they played in their boats. Imagine back in the day, right? You had Vikings on their boats. No, man. That's not what the Karens... You know what the Karens play? This is what the Karens play. They come in. They say, Jordan! Excuse me. Can you turn down, can you stop yelling in your room? You are being way too loud. I don't even know what you're doing in there. It sounds like you're having a party. I hear a guy who sounds like a horse, a miserable guy. And you, can you stop screaming? Okay, I'm sick of this. You need to stop screaming in your room, okay? Stop it. Let me go, okay. He's gonna stop. Let me go back to my room and listen to my tunes now.
My own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Lower it down. We lower it down. We got another Karen in there. There we go. Let me lower it down a little bit. Sean said, Jordan, I'll stuff your turkey. You can come stuff my turkey, man. You can if you want to. You can come stuff my turkey. This is a trippy song. It is. Let's see. Dan said, is this guy a traitor? Would you trust me more if I said yes? Because anyone can say they're a traitor. You know? Fire bun something, is that how that goes? Yes. That is a very weird song. Maybe you trust me more if I wear a suit and I say that I'm a traitor. And I have the stock RSI on my screen. Oh, I actually already have the stock RSI. Is this the 48-hour stream? No, we did the 6-hour stream yesterday. Let's see. Pro trader. You don't gotta be a pro. You don't gotta be a pro trader in crypto, man. That's the biggest, dumbest argument ever. That people like talk you into. You have to be this pro trader to make money in crypto. You don't have to, man. All you have to do is be right at one perfect time. That's it. Like it doesn't take a genius. It really doesn't, man. Like you can be the dumbest person in the world. Like literally the dumbest person in the world. And just one day you can discover crypto and you decide, you know what, I'm going to buy this coin. And you could buy it at the exact perfect time and it can go to the moon, right? Like you don't have to be this pro trader who's doing 50x leverage, going nuts, right? Using all these fancy indicators. You don't got to be doing that, man. And most of the people telling you have to be doing that, they're just trying to profit off you by joining their trading group or some bullshit like that, right? You don't got to be doing that, man. You don't. You really don't, man. If you pay less taxes if you're a pro trader, actually, would you pay more taxes? That means you're entering more trades, technically speaking, right? And if you're not a pro trader and you're holding longer than a year, you only get less tax, 20%. 20%. Get him a wine cooler. I do kind of need a wine cooler, man. Where's Clint? Is Clint drinking wine tonight? It's the day before Thanksgiving. He's probably hanging out with his family. But Clint, if you're in here, let me know how much wine you're drinking tonight, man. You know? Let's see. I watched it. Hey, good show. XRP chart if you get a chance. Yeah, we can look at XRP. XRP, you know, actually, it's not actually a bad chart overall. I think what's not that bad about it is we just kind of look at the weekly. And just let's zoom into the 3-day. It's probably a little bit better, actually. We kind of zoom into the 3-day. We talked a little bit yesterday about all the alts that kind of back tested the bull market support band and how that's a very good place to buy, because then if you buy there, then you have a place where you can say, okay, if it goes back below the bull market support band, I can just flip bearish, right? And you lose maybe 1-2%. Okay, whatever. But the upside potential is a lot bigger, you know, at that point, right? So you did two things. You actually back tested the previous highs, and you basically back tested the bull market support band after getting back above it. Last time it did that, right? You got back above, you retested, you went back to, at least back to the high, back tested again, and then you moved up. So XRP actually has a decent setup here. You're back testing all the bear market highs. Bull market support band, not a bad place. Yesterday was a better buy, right? When everyone was panicking, exactly where it bounced, right? Oh my God, Binance news. Exactly where that bounced. But I mean, now it's up from that low. I mean, now it's up about 6%. So you're buying slightly higher. It's not the best optimal, but I mean, you're not always going to get the best optimal place to buy, right? But on pullbacks, can't hate it, man. Can't hate it. Look at the Helium monthly chart. Helium monthly chart. I haven't looked at Helium in a long time. The Helium monthly chart. From inception, kind of like the ICP chart. You're finally breaking out. Wonk. This thing looks like it wants to come up here, man. Let's see. Right? You're finally breaking out of this level. It looks like it might want to come all the way up here now. Squeeze. Squeeze the bears. Squeeze the bears.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
The funniest thing that happened this year, was Binance. Binance. It was literally the Camirand that comes on. Guys, so we're going to talk about what happened with, over there at Binance. So Binance and CZ, we have given them a massive fine because they were doing illegal activities. Binance continued to not support, what we were telling them to be doing, which was, anti-laundering rules. And Binance, that was funny, man. That was a funny stream. I was dying. I was crying, man. When I start crying when I'm laughing, that means that I'm having a really good time. So that was great, man. I was dying laughing with Binance. Binance. Let's see. Yeah, and the finances. Funniest thing was cookies and gravy farts. What's the cookies and gravy farts? There's been a lot of funny things like these live streams, man. We also had Pal come in and said, "Shut the effing door. Shut the fucking door." Right? There's been a lot of funny things that have happened during these boring things that at least added some humor to what they were talking about. I was typically falling asleep during those times, but at least there was something fun to talk about. Chainlink, man. If you picked up the Chainlink dip, I know Clint picked up the Chainlink dip. I picked up the Chainlink dip. Chainlink looks ready, man. It looks so ready to go to that $18 level. So ready to go up to $18 level, man. We gotta send Chainlink up to that $18 level, man. Bouncing right off this level we had marked here. Very, very nice. I think Chainlink's about ready to get another leg up too. Just shut the effing door. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Janet Yellen smells like carpet cleaner. No, she seems like she would smell like, that old lady perfume that all old ladies wear. But she also seems like she doesn't wipe well enough, and she smells a little bit like shit. So she smells a little bit like shit, and then also that very distinct old lady smell, because they all use the same perfume somehow. I don't know how they all use the same perfume, but they always use the same perfume. Every single one of them. Literally every single one of them. The floral shit. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys got a grandma? They all smell the same. They all smell the same. It's like they it's probably some really popular one from when they were younger that they all just have wear their whole lives, you know? I get that. Yeah, yeah. It's death creeping up on them. Jesus, man. I didn't want to go there, you know? Is it death creeping up on them? Or no, let's not say that. That's mean, man. That's mean, you know? Slightly valid, yes. Mean, yes. My grandma smells like booze and bud. Booze and bud. She's getting twisted. She's getting twisted. She sounds like a cool grandma, but she sounds like she's probably also not very responsible. But, you know, it is what it is, you know? She's a grandma. She's old. Let her do what she wants to do, you know? Not mean, just a fact. Every old person I know smelled like that before they died. Dude, okay. Enough of that, man. Enough, Wayne. You're going to get me in trouble on here, man. That's so messed up, dude. Oh, man. How's Soul looking? Soul? Soul's looking into your soul. Well, here's the thing with Soul, man. I mean, Soul is really hasn't really moved. I mean, I know it's been death and despair of, oh my God, dude, this run is so over. When I look at these altcoin charts, like they haven't really gone anywhere. Like this is the things that people were panicking from yesterday. Look at the panic. Look at the price action. And this was the shit that people were panicking about yesterday. Right? I mean, maybe I'm just numb to it and whatever. Maybe this is truly something to panic about, but right? I mean, this doesn't look like it wants the trend change. Like this actually looks like this is like a very, very strong kind of just reaccumulation period. Right? You zoom in. Maybe you got a little bit of the meme head and shoulders forming here, but when I go to like the 3-day, which I care about more the longer term charts than the lower term, the 3-day just looks like it came up. Bears try to dump it down, right? You got tomorrow that is the 3-day candle close. Looks like you're gonna if you close like this tomorrow, you're gonna get a bullish hammer candle. I don't know. This is the move that everyone and their mother panicking about, man. How about Crow? Let's go look at Crow. It's probably the same shit. Crow went nuts. And now, I bet yesterday... Yeah, man, I mean, this is crazy. What is this? This is the move. This is the pullback. Where did you come down to? Anderson, this is actually a really good chart, man. But... where'd you come down to? All you did was come back down, right? W formation, pump, retest of the previous highs. Look at that 3-day candle that's going to close tomorrow. Right? It's some good shit, man. This just looks like it wants to continue up, man. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. I mean, this chart looks good. All you did was retest the previous high. Maybe that changes. But for now, I mean, that's all you really did, you know? This was the move we were panicking about yesterday. This candle right here. You know? I had a short on Soul at 65 and closed early. Ah, nice, man. Yeah, it's not bad looking. Yeah, it's not bad looking to me, man, either, man. ETH needs some bullish news. Yeah. It does. All right. Anyways, guys, I'm going to call it, right? I jumped on today just because I wanted to, but Bitcoin 38.3, it's pretty much at the same level as I started the stream, so nothing really changed there. But just wanted to come and talk about, you know, what transpired yesterday, the overreactions of yesterday, and how basically we're right back where we were before news yesterday. So that's that. Once again, dips are for buying until they're not, right? Until we don't make a higher low, dips are for buying. And that's really the end of what I have to say. To all the 28K callers yesterday, drawing straight lines down, saying like the collapse of Binance is here. Congratulations, you fooled yourself again. Bad news has marked lows the whole year, and yesterday was the same thing, right? Bad news, which is not really bad news, it's just the retail thinks it's bad news, marked another low. What do you know? So I'm out of here. Enjoy your night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Enjoy your Thanksgiving if I don't see you tomorrow night. Enjoy time with family. Have some fun, because I'm going to tell you right now, there will be a time where you will probably ignore your family because you'll be on the charts so much and having fun and hopefully watching the stream every night here. So I'll be out of here, guys. Peace out. Take care. You know, I guess be prepared for Thanksgiving crypto questions if you talk about crypto with your family, and let me know what they think about crypto right now, right? Ask them. Let me know what they think. Don't tell them to buy. Don't tell them to buy. That's the worst thing you can do. But ask them what they think about crypto right now. I'm curious to see what the responses are. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy your night, guys. Later. And remember, we got feelings. See ya.